the parents of the bride, Mr. and Mrs. Jerry McKinney. Our wedding party, Heather Wolf and Chris Chambers. Jessica Moore, escorted by Adam Walworth. Martin Marangi, escorted by Kevin Bird. Joanna Chafee, escorted by Matt Christie. Cheryl Gill is escorted by John Bird. The best man is Carter Hugo. Our maid of honor is Heather McKinney. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise with me and greet America's newest married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Nick Hickey.
We made it, look how far we've come, my baby. We might have took a long way. We knew we'd get this together, slowly wrong. We're still together, still going strong. You're still the one I run to, the one that
But I kind of thought last week, somebody asked me last Sunday if Ashley and I got along when we were little, and I kind of had to laugh, because if anybody knew Ashley and I growing up, you knew we absolutely could not tolerate each other. And it seemed like the older we got, the more we became friends, and now we're probably absolutely inseparable. She's my best friend in the world. I knew I wasn't gonna make it. But growing up, I would probably find every excuse in the world to torture her. And if anybody caught that picture of us in our Halloween costumes, you noticed who was dressed as the devil. And that was a good reason for that. But no, this past couple months, I think I haven't left her side any possible chance I could. I've been right there supporting her because this meant a lot to me that she finally found someone. Sorry. Because I know Nick means the world to her, and he means the world to me that he can make her so happy.
All right, here it goes. Yesterday, I went to my uncle's house with Nick after the rehearsal dinner, and he told me that a best man's speech should be like a mini-skirt. Short enough to be interesting, but long enough to cover the bare essentials. All right. when he asked me to be his best man, like 2 years ago, I was sitting in my room with a pen, and I couldn't write it. So I blew it off till last night. I was sitting at the table with this most amazing pen in my hand, and it wasn't moving, and I just couldn't think of anything to say. But, you know, the worst thing, I'm not drinking, because I told my mom I wouldn't drink, so I wouldn't embarrass her. Okay, I'm good. But, Nick and I met 9th grade, playing football, baseball together, doing everything we can together, you know, having fun with the kids, you know. Wink, wink. You know, Nick went away to college, you know, I came out and visited him all the time. We still had fun. You know, then Ashley came in the picture, which is probably the best thing that ever happened to him. You know, I believe she straightened him out. That's how he says. And also he told me she was a pageant queen, and I was blown away. I was like, Nick, wow. Does she have a sister? Yeah. But when I knew she would get to know Nick, he would be the greatest guy for her. So, and then I heard about their first date. Ashley had a little too much to drink. That's all I'm going for. But after Nick and Ashley met, I knew things were going to change. Ashley brought a sense of realism to Nick. And we all saw a 180-degree change in his personality and his lifestyle. Then we met Ashley. First thing all of us thought was, how did Nick get so well? The great thing about Ashley is that she makes everyone feel so comfortable. You know, not to please her or anything, say hi to her, give her a high five. What's up? You know, we do all that. Instantly, Nick is happy with her. She's amazing. You know, she makes everybody happy. So, and then closing, Nick is the greatest guy I've ever met in my life, and I'd do anything for him. I know he'd do anything for me. So, everybody, raise your glasses. Here's to Nick and Ashley to live a long and a happy life together. Here's to you.
Look at the two of you dancing that way in this place, like there's nobody else in the world. I was enough for her not long ago. I was her number one. She told me so, and she still means the world to me. Just so you know, so be careful when you hold my. Time changes
Let's give him a big hand.